as a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life, to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit. And
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly, bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also no pops. These polar worshiping pedophiles wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system irrigation and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I? Some pastor or preacher was released from prison with this passion to speak of. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs, realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
Nah, bro. Come on. You almost there, bro. Almost there. Survive.
I do it die for Chi-Town. Who am I but Chi-Town? You young fool, I'm too fly to just slide out. Blue sky but high ground. My crown slash helmet. So my aircraft stealth spit. Can't be tied down or even seat belted. I look down, I see green like a Celtic. My heat pulverizes, the cheese is melted. The realness of cash money, I dispelled it. You did the fusions in my eyes, I beheld it. The finger fucked the cause my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. You bust awful for ices and veil shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, use a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit my flows to shit. To a fly, though haters wanna crucify. A real man, I still stand with the still hand. But we're Hiller man. It's not Cypress Hill, I'm Tuttle Sheep. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow, I set status. To catch me, you gon' have to do more to scamper. Need more to scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as you goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated while I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the case, face face off. After it shaped the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I run best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lies what your fans get. Your worlds and pearls what I transmit as a transcript. Or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the pot. This shit's hot.
Wants to get his own crew. Everybody wants to get his own crew rich. And then they want the other little people never get a piece of the pie. That don't want to go for the cracker. That go for you niggas that think that y'all big too. I understand this. That's why you niggas and crackers can't stand me. You niggas just know that I know you can't do nothing if you're broke. Listen to me, young people and old people too. Mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all. Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is fine or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the side spot. Third eye gang cyclops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying die ops. From the skybox. Ain't got a scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some real ones. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real stuff. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, they keep a rage. This is played out. Most of a dying society should be disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor, should have been prayed out. The draft is on, go is no issue. Could've loaded in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle, to who holds the pistols. The debate was about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the issue. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is brown or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me, stand on 2 feet, or turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, who see the skies compliance, silence by guidance, from conspiring to novice, other aspirants of violence, charge of fire, striking the giants to heights of straight and defiance. In environments of migrants, I'm hearing the sirens. Bringing my head, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, queers, groupers, and hyping. Alignments, the assignment. I'm not the wisest, I'm non-client. Our refinement and confinement and requirements for this climate. Y'all push all the paperwork, or y'all can protest, but they can't escape this work. I vow to progress, don't duck, no wreck. Drill music for real. My soul they don't possess. Real foolish with no deal. Ain't playing with none of them. It's personal, know what the business is. Big monsters come full circle, so vacate your premises. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau or Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. We're not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or whack. Here's a big fat, yellow, white, red, brown, black. Mau Mau, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back.
I'm not asking for shit. It already belongs.
Comfortable feeling that this prosperity isn't something on which we can base our hopes for the future. And yet our government continues to spend $17 million a day more than the government takes in. You're telling me we gotta go spend money to keep from going bankrupt?
Yo, This is crazy. Amazing, could care less if you approve or hate. I'm thrice blessed, it's justice or proves His grace. Unless you drink, yes, if you reading this, it's too late. A little state can't lose.
My hair didn't lay it down, so it's looking like my Lumbee cousins. Yeah, I got Lumbee in the family. The family units in the Carolinas, they all like pretty boys, real fair skin, dark skin, dark, straight, wavy, you know, mixed. You know, that's Indian, Negro, and light skin folk. Not Mongolians. We have some Chinese in the relations. I don't talk about all my relations outside of.
Some males don't know etiquette should be in real men. Some fail to grow and develop, still children. I'm filthy, and I'm still teaching.
Change that one. I just talk about my father's mostly the Chickasaw, the Choctaw, and of course being Costa Rican, you know, and have and have a little Chinese. And my mom's, I always talk about the Anayoia, the Gula, a little bit, because we have Chinese, we have German on that side. Excuse me, German. I don't talk about all my other relatives, and like I said, if I go back 13 generations, there's a lot of other. And I'm not one of these people who says, I'm Sixiga, I'm Hispanic, I'm Hispanic. Because you got these people who are, something's wrong with them. And I'm like, how you really know that? Because they want to, we're all related, but these things have nothing to do with what we think. These are new narratives. Based on treaties to give something for something that probably logistically was an armed division, or people that took care of handing out equipment, or were the engineers, the mathematicians, the scientists, by the definitions of what we talk today. See, nobody's going to talk about what I talk about because they don't know. I'm gonna do some target practice. Can't show no guns on lives and all that. It may change. But you have the Fifth Circuit. Look, Supreme Court, Fifth Circuit, all of them belong to the Zionists. If you keep leaning on them, that's why, even though I adore, let me stop. Because that's the bomb in the background. I'll turn down low, right? What do you think? All right, let's go ahead and run that, right? Let's run that, right? I'll turn down low, and like I'll be communicating, talking and stuff. Because that's Babel. That's Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Turn it down low. Because I'm fighting with it, right? So I said, don't fight with nothing anyway, right? So I like for y'all to research things and find things out. Now, today I'm going to talk about something, and I might go off the fajita just a little bit because it's based on facts. They're trying to hide the fact that a Zionist, Christian Zionist Jew created the Klan, and he did. I got the documents. You already shown y'all the PDF. But they're trying to hide it on Google, man. All right? The Aryan Front out of Boston, New York, whatever. Same thing. It's always them. The biggest terrorists in the world, now they want you to kill maybe some of your relatives who are considered Arab by the new definition. While you haven't, nobody has fixed nothing here. You still got idiot gang members in California running around like they're older and they made a few dollars talking about they want to, but they don't know. Some are coming around, though. And now to Texas, what is wrong with you? I'm grateful that I got brothers who are solid, real cowboys. We're the only cowboys. Ain't nobody else. Everybody's imitation, Spanish or whatever. I'm talking about Spain, y'all. Don't my Spanish brothers. If you want, it'll be called a language. You know I love you, but reality is we are the original cowboys. There's no way around it. Cowhands were the indentured, the slaves that came off the boats, who mostly of them came from penal colonies because they didn't need the killing no more, and the killing went like Jack the Ripper. They started killing their own after they got rid of most of the indigenous or got them out of there to Africa, out of Europe and all that. I know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'm gonna record it. Ganja's taking care of some business. I need the weed whacker though, because I got to get rid of some of the weeds. It's not blocking me from what I want to do. I just don't like it in the background. That's cool like that with the music in the background, right? Oh wow! I'm trying to keep my sodium up. Ever since that day, my blood pressure went so low. Yeah, you know, sodium is not the problem, the blood pressure. Y'all need to know this. You have a heart attack, what's the first thing they do? Hook you up to sodium what? Chloride, right? IV. You have an anxiety, heart problems. What's the first thing they do? IV. A whole bag of salt. Your cholesterol's high. They say, they don't tell you which one because it's really not that it's high. Insulin sensitivity, it's a whole lot of things going on there, but we're not here to talk about it. Well, let me get my sodium and alkalinization. Gotta get our brother Omek a minute. Ever since that day, because I was eating 1 meal a day for like mostly for about almost 5 months, and over 200 pounds. That's just, it's not like I'm 19, 20, on a forced 12-mile march or something. You know what I'm saying? Carrying 55-pound rucksack, 55-pound rucksack or something. And then with injuries, there's always pain, right? But you learn how to monitor or ignore it, or you supplement it with natural things. So your cortisol is giving off a frequency that, like I said, the ringing depends on what kind of ringing in your ear. So I have to keep my sodium right. I'm still like I have to have my milk, and so I prefer to have my milk. If it ain't goat milk, my ice cream. Ben and Jerry's pretty much, but I got to keep the liquids in, y'all. And I have to attempt to eat more than once a day. So I gotta go check the mailbox, but I'm gonna whip me up some tuna, just plain old tuna, y'all. When I was powerlifting, I used to take 2 cans. And in Florida, you can get real fresh tuna, like equivalent to 2 cans. I used to go and buy it fresh. You know what I mean? And have it in the fridge no longer than about 6 hours. And I just take it. I used to take about 2 cups worth and put it in a blender with some mineral water, and I used to drink it. I started getting definition and all kind. Everybody's like, "We're gonna give you a test. You might be on steroids, Mr. Branch, video of Branch." I was like, "What? I'm pumping the aspirin. I'm drinking friggin' tuna and sometimes shark meat, drinking it. I'm lifting, working with you guys all day, I was eating my bison and my some kind of my beef, rare, y'all. I was just cat dog. You know what I'm saying? So that's wear on the body. It and that was after being a vegan for a long time. I started eating. I told y'all the story how my son and wanted to become Picasso in the basement of the hospital. Anyway, that's when I just said bump it. I went out, got drunk, and was eating pianono. That's plantain with the beef, with the egg wash, olives. It's delicious. And the plantain wrapped around, you fried with the egg. It's delicious. Pasteles. I was just buying all kind of burgers. It's going crazy. So, and I went back to being a vegan, but my body reacts different to it. They don't slow themselves down. I guess that's why the sheriff department come around catching these idiots. It's the sticks. You don't gotta go speeding around here. There's a road you can get down with, back in the back here. But yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead. That's Omek. Just letting it go in the background. I'll probably have to remove it. If I do, you'll miss this part of the communicate conversation. So anyway, some of y'all know I've talked to. I always tell you about the one individual. I never mentioned his name. There was actually my time from the military all the way up into New York. I've sat down and talked to, and only because they go, "Oh, you have German? I'll talk to you." And you have some of your boys in history that helped work with us. So I was like, "Yeah, I know about that, but not us." But I've sat and talked with about between several and 12, because I say several or 12 because I think four were still kind of playing in the field, and one I think was a vet who were supposed to be ex-Klan members. Now the first two I was in the military. The third and the fourth one were ex-Army and Marine Corps. One was ODA and the other one was just regular Marine, old grunt. And they had all kind of weird stuff. They was telling me about some of the foot lockers and bone chips and stuff, things they would find from their pawpaws and their grandparents. Yes, y'all, the grandparents. I expressed to y'all that my family had a history of killing Klansmen. In Carolinas? Oh yeah, you remember Lumbee? That's one story they're willing to tell you. Now there's many stories where our people fought back and tore the Klans behind up. I'm not here to glorify violence, okay? I want to bring a little awareness to the situation, who created it, why it is, and one of the ex-Klansmen, I'll call him Tim, not too far from what his name actually is. Anyway, he probably be watching this, and he's like about 10 years my senior. Okay, really good guy, man. He used to be at the Waffle House. Him and his girlfriend. He don't believe in marriage. He learned that from us. And he used to always have his waffle and fried chicken, and he would curse the people out. When y'all gonna get some watermelon? And he was staunch about that. He found out that one of his grandparents was a Negro, an Indian. That's why he used to laugh at the natives walking around when they all of a sudden popped up out of nowhere. Where y'all come from? Ain't y'all supposed to be in the plains? He talked like that too. Y'all ain't the real Indians, you know that. But anyway, he had found out, and he had done some, like I said, 10 years my senior. So he's born in the 50s. By his 12 and 13, 14, they had done some things. And he didn't break away because of that. He says, you'd be surprised how many Klan members had, melanated women and grandparents and great-grandparents. But he said the hate was so much, and most people don't really know where it comes from. He thinks that it's something done to him, because he was very aware that when he was going back over his family, he found out that a couple of his great-great-grandparents were orphans. And who took care of them. So he had all these forms and stuff. And he says, at all them rallies, we used to sit around and we drank, our Bush and Budweiser and Miller, genuine Miller, And he says, everybody was always talking about, let's go get a nigger. And it'd be like 10 truckloads to get 1 or 2 niggas. I said, well, why was so many? He says, because y'all could fight. We never seen no one Klansman to get him. Oh no, he never come back. And not even 2 or 3. Y'all could fight. Y'all think I'll be playing when I say about making y'all weak. And it's a reason, not purportedly. This is facts. All right. But he said he started to realize he wasn't as dumb as them. And he started to realize, like, a lot of them are really, like, genetically friggin' inferior and dumb. And I says, well, I remember asking him, I says, what was the thing that got it? He says, well, there was a time when there was, a snake oil salesman that had opium and coke and all that kind of stuff, and so-called to make you feel and energize and take care of your cancer. Well, what was considered cancer, because you got to remember, back then they were prodding and stuff, poking at these growths, and that would release the toxins that would become cancerous by the definition of the term. Before Rockefeller, it just didn't exist. Stop believing any narrative they paint. All right, it want to solidify their practice of medicine, but you can hold on to it if you want. But anyway, he says, and marijuana was big. Hemp was everywhere. The politicians, everybody smoked it. But he said, what they didn't know, and them coming up in the 40s and the 50s, a lot of melanated Indians and light-skinned women were doing the ooh-wah. The Zionists couldn't have that. The Zionist Christians, I told you, they were the first. They couldn't have that. So a propaganda thing was unleashed. Now, we already read the inventions, who took over our printing presses, our media and everything. and they use it as a weapon against you. And I used to talk about these things that I was deep in researching it. And Timothy, hope you're looking, old boy. He started, because you'd be surprised at how many of them are apprehensive. They're sitting there going, "Now, I've done some things I'm ashamed of, and I don't know if there's a Jesus or whatever the hell, but I hope I'm forgiven." I said, "Bro, I forgave you a long time ago, man. You didn't make yourself that way." And he says, you know, and he said, "Goddamn, you know what I'm saying, Jews, right? They behind all this, you know that, right?" I was like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, a lot of them hide up in the outskirts, and we have to do a serious deep dive to find out who's in our ranks." He says, "We always find them in there. They're the most rebel rousing." And he was from Bama. He knew about Shiloh and all them being Negroes, the Confederacy and all that. He's not a son of the Confederacy. He refused to say it. And he says most of them woods we was murdering, them crackers, they was niggas. Remember I was telling y'all the history? This was out of his mouth. Said we killed them first. But we didn't want them warning y'all. His grandpappy and, you know. But he said they're the dumbest son. And that's the reason why I say they're the dumbest mofos in the world. And he used to always say, it's funny how it's done reached out to everybody else. He says he couldn't even understand that. He said we, you know, on the lines, you know, on the kikes, we messed them Mexicans up and anybody else, and the Cubans, the Panamanians, any of them come up here. He said Chinese get it too. He said, "Oh, we couldn't stand them damn Sikh, them old raghead wearing them. Y'all call them Indians. Those ain't what they is. Them is Hindus. Yeah, they're cult things." And he was the one that, so you need to look into the Theosophical Society. That's where I got and started researching it. Ravina, you know, anyway. And that's when I learned about the Gujars. And I started going really deep. And I said, wow, they really got to keep brothers and sisters ignorant. I mean, all walks and all fighting against one another. But he says, you know, he says there's a lot of cultism, there's a lot of magic in them things. I said, what do you mean? He says, when people gather together in those numbers and they have this one facsimile of belief structured and they find it sound in their ignorance, it's like magic. It's like they feel invincible. The government plays a big role in that during the Reconstruction period, because when their military they created was a very racist one. They needed those children. They brought about them cabbage patches and everything else and their children to be able to fight the autochthonous, the aboriginals here, just like they did around the world after the reset. So while we were rebuilding this, our land we belong to, they were subjugating the world and giving them the new hope, the new world, the new people. I didn't know how deep it really was. You got to remember Elon Musk, he was an illegal alien. Trump's married to a Jew, works with AIPAC. AIPAC is still certain positions. Now they're trying to get rid of the CIA and the FBI. I don't have a problem with the CIA and the FBI. I have a problem with the dark ops, the things specific for the AIPAC, for the Mossad and everything else, the fake crown of England, who they select certain individuals because they've killed a lot of them to do the most devious things. Who remembers that movie with the angels supposedly come to get this evilest soul, this general? And remember, they had to go to an Indian reservation, and the guy, the shaman, was doing his thing to get it out of this girl. But do you remember how they were fighting one another, plucking the eye, so that way that they couldn't go, you know, supposedly go back or whatever, or they taking on the human form, the so-called the fallen. You know, that's a whitewashed narrative. But it's the evilest ones they look for. They can't do it without having them. And with having this fake white superiority, this fake nationality, this fake identity, this fake history, this fake religion, you can proliferate all kind of individuals. And some of those people are in the highest position right now. Did y'all ever think to research that? Vietnam was a war that we weren't supposed to be in. The French had no reason, the French had no purpose there. But when you have those you utilize to conquer lands and you create a new people, you believe you own them. And you can do with them as you will. Gentile is supposed to be gentle. Who want to call them goy? We already broke down the word goy, goyim. It's not even Hebrew. It's some garbage word. It has nothing to do with being Semitic. It's all a fraud. But in order to keep the world in chaos, you see the idiot and dumb Negroes that are in the sports, especially basketball, and they get the thing that says "order out of chaos," the boule. You can't make this stuff up. And who's their daddy? What would make them change? If you really want to be a multimillionaire, and I'm talking about really up there, and you're involved in the entertainment system, you've got to be, it's not just humiliation, that's betraying of your own, even your existence. It's weakening or quickening, you know what I mean? Is it racism? Of course, they don't need the Klan no more. You got enough, everybody hating everybody. You've got more powerful brothers in the Spanish community, or the Latino community, excuse me. The Mexican, Peruvian, you've got a lot of them who don't hate us. They adore us as much as we adore them. But you have this offset. Things happen, and it shouldn't. They just can't get their heads right. You have the Native American community thinking that they owned us. They never owned us. Not near one of them ever owned us. First of all, the numbers are too small. Sure. All right. Well, it's trying to say that you make up 40 million in America, right? I want you to look at all the cities, and I want you to start doing the math and stop being lazy. But that's not going to fix anything. Okay. Now, those are two Lumbees right there, right? And that's KKK flag. I'm gonna finish the story about the individuals I was expressing, but excuse me. So you have Charlie Warriax and Simeon Oxedine, and they're mixed. The Klan didn't like them because they were mixed, white and Negro. It ain't about proving who's actual Indian no more. It's most people don't look at these stories, they look at it lethargically. Now, some of you might be with the Lumbees and you might say, don't let your brain become too whitewashed, okay? Because whitewash is a fictional state of existence. Okay? That's more of that race, crayon color, stupidity thing. All right? It's like when they talk about Melungeons, the Scots, and when it hides a lot of truth, consider them Negroes. You even have a lot of these dumb races now, and the ones who are mentally just messed up. They walk around with the Arabs, and they call them sand niggers. They walk around with the Sikh and call them desert niggers. And you would think by now, this is how powerful y'all are, brothers and sisters, that they can't even free themselves. Now, there's a lot of Hindu women that know we're magnificent people. It's always the women, the Japanese, and they're magnificent people. But there are some of the men who are starting to come around and realize it's not so bad. No, there's a lot of Africans, because that's for about 30, 40 years that they've been learning Chinese compared to in California and New York and some other, liberal states where Chinese is a language that a lot of our people are picking up. And because I was in New York, when I was living in New York, there was a lot of young brothers and sisters on the bus speaking, the language, man, y'all speak that pretty damn good. I was like, I got to brush up. I actually got some in my bloodline. And to them, that's great. But Why does that have to exist if they all fought against the French, Spanish, and all these different individuals? Why does it exist? Media plays a big part. We're all very aware of that. You can pull up the Lumbee tribe. You can pull up their Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, where my family's from. When it's selling Black Rock, Black Mountain, Raleigh, Charlotte. Family from Winston, Charlotte, Black Mountain, and South Carolina, which y'all know is Kakalaki. And California is Carolina. It doesn't matter. You got to reverse everything. And it's an island, right? And they always tell you, oh, the island of Carolina. They reverse things. But when I was down there, it was a lot of light-skinned folk at our family reunion. Remember I was talking about Cathay, so-called China? Well, the Boxer Rebellion went to establish, that was about getting rid of a lot of the autochthonous people there, when you want to call them She people or whatever. The blackface, the real ones. Well, the ones, you know what I'm saying? And what's not surprising to me, but surprising to most people, they're starting to realize that everything about today is the opposite of what it really was or is. And that's around the world. Now, is the number great? I can't say. I'm not taking the census, knocking on people's doors, flying on. It seems like all the airplanes are crashing everywhere, but I guess that's the next phase. The reality of the situation is, y'all need to start being grateful, because I still see some of y'all making posts that seem a little kind of racist and stupid. That is not who we are. How do you take on your enemy's narrative? I know in the police, and I'm gonna hold myself accountable for this. You have to sometimes have an organization who deals with the most violent in the most violent ways. But we see this very sick mobility of certain Spanish goofy fucks in costume and a bunch of dumb Belskins still running around and some of the most self-hating Negroes. You think that's not by design? So I'm aware of what's required in this time and age. So my hat's off and kudos to those individuals. It's the other ones, the rookies with the sorry teachers and the DOJ and all these other bastards who are bastardized, who, some of them rich, who partook in the things that I was discussing yesterday. Why are they still in the position? Because what they did to Gaza, they already did here. I see black folks, the dumb liberals, people I know I grew up with, Trump's talking about going over there and they're rebuilding the city and and they're letting the people back in and blah, 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 blah. We're going to put American forces. Why is Trump so busy wanting to put forces down in Mexico? Send prisoners to Venezuela? Go over to Papua New Guinea, Africa, Gaza Strip. What is the purpose of putting all the military today out there? Angering the lesbian, gay, and the LGBT community? What? No, this is not by his design. Trump really, deep inside his old ass self, wants to make things right, but the gas hasn't gone low. And I know it's not an overnight thing, but usually it is. Anybody who's paid attention to history. When the brothers get in there, the gas goes down. It's a big game to keep you stuck. But racism is like, it's not brand new, but it's brand new. And they had to make sure that they have the people who are the dumbest sons of bitches. And right now, with the Mylan, cholesterol being so low, testosterone, estrogen off the charts, wrong in the wrong direction. And then what these teachers and professors are teaching. Now y'all might start thinking about the killing fields. Why they rounded up all these professors, teachers, and scientists and who are working with all these pale skins. I'm not saying it's right. You have the DOJ didn't do nothing with them dang bastardized except firing them out of upstate New York. You've seen all the pictures of all these Masonic Negroes in the NAACP and everything else, hand-picked and hand-selected by the APAC to do what they do. I mean, look at the brother, the ex-Army Ranger that made the thing that could pull water out the air. You don't see them destroying that for the Israelis over there, right? That's how they get water, fresh water out the air. They had to send a goofy-ass operative to go and sabotage his water machine in Flint, Michigan. Who remembers that? Why he ain't got no good soldiers around him and cameras and everything to maintain and to stand watch over it? Because the nigga's greedy. That's why. If he was intelligent, he would say, I'm going to take some of you brothers, ex-military Flint, Michiganders, and I'm going to set up posts around this machine. We're going to be armed up, just like them fake Jews in New York with their own police department. Now, forget all the paperwork. Y'all could do that. That's why I was saying, y'all come here. We can protect our little squaff of land, innovate, teach, nurture, and protect one another. But y'all so stuck in that world. You've convinced yourself that you're safe. I'm ready to say, get guns and everything, whatever it's going to be, and be like, cure me, I'm coming down there. I'll first go to Paulana and see if I can find some of my family members, see if I can find Dan or whoever, you know, some of my cousins who are, you know, who I know. And, hey, man, you know, do what we got to do. But they don't want to have guns. The hell with that. Hunting and stuff, come on. But I've been thinking about it, you know. Brazil, I would have to sit down there and learn Portuguese. It wouldn't take me long. Be with my daughter and all of them. Do I really want that? I have a strong sexual appetite, but I'm just not mentally that. My existence is totally different now. I don't want to make no more super babies. Might get some old weak ass woman anyway, and not good energy. Selfish, greedy, thinks she owns me or some goofy shit. Nah. So, what are we gonna do about it? When you look at the stuff here, right? The lights really got it messed up, and it's really, really bright here. I'm looking at the Mi'kmaq. I'm looking at about 12 different tribes, and these are Negro and light-skinned tribes. And I say to myself, and all of them have stories of fighting back against the Klan, the races. How many times have I read in 100 Years of Lynching and some other stories that sometimes they would gather up thousands to watch the murder of one Negro. Everybody taking a shatar to shoot him as if it's some trophy thing. Why not go to Africa and hunt and do that? Well, because they know that's not where you're from. And they know that in order to have the land, they must get rid of you. But because you run around in your entire ignorance, and they too damn stupid to know better. This is, I guess, a prelude to the story I have to tell. Because they, in their dysfunction and fictional existence, can't fathom anything other than where they're at. They really think that, we could just fight our way through it. They didn't win one. Without us, they would have never won not one damn war. Facts. Would have been flying and protecting the B-17. Flying fortress. Holding the line without no R&R, where everybody had about 2 or 3 times R&R, until they decided not to give them ammo, like War for 11, and say go out there and murder them to bring more Negroes in and have them hate the Germans when it wasn't the Germans that did it. Tuskegee, those that went in the military got the penicillin. They let them people suffer all the way up into the 70s. That's your government. Your government. That's just one. We don't even want to talk about the brothers and sisters in prison. And then what we was talking about yesterday, what Mark was saying, right? The undesirables, the light-skinned folk who got the nerve talking about when you come in here, you put on the swastika, the dumb Them crackers don't even know that the swastika is ours. They so stupid. They're walking around with the star and, you know, Russia, and they got the swastikas and the wolf and the eagle. They don't even have a clue. Worshiping an owl is wise and it could be your best friend. Ain't got nothing to do with no darkness. This is all talisman, some false power. And then prolificated by the fact that y'all give to it. You nurture it. I told you, y'all powerful, man. Y'all give it some strength. Yes, y'all do. Think it's a game, huh? Yeah, I got some Lumbee relatives. Micmac, Huron, the new whatever Huron is. How is the Apache can go down to South America and still look black, and the ones up here look like Mongols? The fact on the Reconstruction that period, Grant and whatever, after when they bought Alaska, and the people, one of the gifts was the people got to stay there from Russia. You can't make it up. But nobody wants to research that. Why is it whenever I ordered a book on the Inuits, them was niggas. I got one that's black and white, and I'm like, why they got to do a black and white? And then the face is etched in, right? You know how you do with the little edge pen? It's black in midnight. And I'm going, a little dude and light skin. Who was the first one to make it to the so-called North Pole when he was hundreds of miles away from it? Yeah. No one wants to sit there and think about these things and say to themselves, well, okay, all right, well, okay, I see that makes sense. Why? Because you still have these people teaching your children a lie. You still believe, as a fake-ass citizen, that you're supposed to make sure that your children go to school, tax purposes and everything else, so they can make sure they stay dumb as hell instead of homeschooling. Why is we always looking at Africa talking about, oh, they walk 7 days, well, Papua New Guinea, 7 days to go to school. Or in Africa, they walk, 8 hours to get to classroom, and 8 hours home with certain family members for safety. When our people, to get back in tune with the land, after all the POWs, so-called slaves, murdered, killed, disappeared, died old, stayed quiet because of the pain, had to do the same thing in the South. Walk 6-8 hours of school, 2-3 hours, to be educated in the lies. You go and listen to the sermons of bastard preachers, Masonic motherfuckers, giving them a little stipend. Some damn Mormons, some sick bastards, living your way vicariously, and the government allowing it. Huh? Racism literally destroyed a great people. The dumbest thing in the world broke your families. How does that work? Is that not backwards and reverse? You would figure it being so dumb and so stupid, how could it accomplish anything? You still don't believe in magic. I detest the word magic, but we're going to use that term. You still don't believe in magic, huh? What about the story of the Haitian women chanting and dancing and singing, and the motherfucking French goofies' teeth falling out, dropping dead on the battlefield? You think that ain't frequency? And then all of a sudden they said, we got to remove them bells, because they were ringing them bells like a motherfucker. Oh, you don't know? Oh, shit. Let me get comfortable. Let me take a sip of my tea. Hold on 1 second here. Okay, all right. The Liberty Bell. They give you the Liberty Bell. Crack that. How you think it got cracked? So they can churn those out into the great howitzers and cannons and tanks. Didn't y'all ever think about getting some, I forget the name of the sand, but it's real soft, it's moldable. You ever thought about pouring your own? Building you a kiln? Firing you some copper and mixing it with a little magnesium and aluminum? You don't have to do aluminum, you can use silver or whatever. And forging your own bells. I remember growing up, sometimes mama had that little triangle with the little thing hanging. Ding, 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 ding. We all knew. Damn it, everyone's kind of sounding a little different. Some were thick, some were skinny, and some were thin. All right, and we go running. Some had the little wind chimes, you know, and hit that. And everybody knew, oh, it's time to go eat. All right. Al Dorkin, yeah, I'm coming over to your house to get you know, because Al, you know, became a cop. He died in the Dominican Republic, probably murdered by his Dominican wife's sons. Drowned in the pool. Al could swim. Drowned in the pool. I have a picture of him, his body. I was able to get it in the pool before they retrieved it. And big old Dominican boys standing there looking like, oh, we don't know nothing, but it was well known what was going on. His money, you know, will and all. Anyway, we would listen to that, and we run our butts off to get that food. Y'all don't do that no more, do you? You're chewing out all night, looking retarded, because you had babies raising babies. Raising, that means to tear down. That's called a sound structural form of racism. Not incognito. That is based upon a lot of you. You dig what I'm saying? I know it's hard to gather this. But you ever notice when I was growing up, we didn't have all them police running around through our neighborhoods. I mean, I grew up a little prominent area and everything like that, but they weren't messing with us. Now, they look at us kind of stupid. But they want me, you know, all these new motherfuckers is first time born in America, you know. Parents came over in the 40s or 50s, you know what I'm saying? And they become a police officer because the family become police officers, right? And the whole which called change, all right? Instead of us taking care of policing the land and having it righteous, based on the Reconstruction period, it had to have that dysfunctionality to keep us in a state of shock, chaos, and dismay. And that is the reason why a lot of our people are where they're at right now. Claiming out of Africa, and that's been flipping around on his head in the last 2 years, when most of those people in Africa ain't even from there. Why is all the truth coming out now? Well, you see what they're doing. And y'all are still y'all still privy to the weakness of your existence. They've been poisoning y'all real hard since the 60s. Oh, man. I'd say mid 50s or 60s is really laying it on you. Now they got it dialed in. You think they did that with a couple of rats and dogs and cats and monkeys and pigs? Please. Now you're starting to see the disease for what it is. And the disease thinks they rule you. And you let them. Good walk there, bro. You did a little jog too?
Nah, I just walked.
Oh, okay. That's T, y'all. But I want y'all really dig in and do some research and really look at some of this stuff. All right. You'd be surprised at how many of them Negroes in the UK, that left Ghana, the Caribbeans, it don't matter where, Cuba, whatever, Africa, and went over there. Because a lot of y'all started to see a lot of them Africans look like us. A lot of them. Well, y'all know the history. You don't think about Marcus Garvey and all them boats and how many of our people went over there. Created so-called West Africa. And the people, when they get in that Muslim religion and all that other stuff, they don't want no more knowledge of this state of ignorance. So our people speak with an accent. They're mixed in. Doing the little dances and stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they don't know half of that truth. But y'all keep going hard on these people. Y'all keep going at these people like your vendetta is not with them. If you can't educate them, don't say nothing. And if you arguing with them, that means you're uneducated, unethical, and immoral. But Red, I talk about the bad ones because they need to hear it. The righteous ones, the good ones. Yeah, why would I have a problem with that? I told you some of my best friends was from South Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Philippines. I'm serious. Light-skinned brothers from Boston, Cali, Texas, family, Germany, Brazil. The hell? Told y'all I had a little Chinese girl, man. If I'd have married her, we probably would have had about 1,000 goddamn great grandbabies by now. A little freaky self. No. Because my life kept changing and manifesting different things, and I have to go and do different things and charged with doing different things and dealing with this. The thing that we deal with is racism at the highest level. Government. And then the trickle-down effect. Y'all saw them dumb sisters, them Eastern Saws, goofies, talking about if they vote for Trump, don't sleep with no more black men. Bitch, bye. The fuck, we don't need you. There's 7 to 9 of you to every one of us. I think I can find 1 or 2 out of that. Bye. Sayonara. Arrivederci. There's no hate. The problem is they don't know the real history. You didn't cause that. I didn't cause that. But we can't avoid and escape. What does you do now? Some of us have family members dumb as freaking rocks. Is that being mean saying that? No. They just dumb as rocks. It don't matter how many degrees and they be out to retired or all the good things they've done. So what? You're still talking boo-boo caca out your mouth. Y'all know what caca is. Okay. All right? Them labials. A whole lot of stuff rolling over the labials. The labials, the lips. And then it makes no sense. But you're not there to bring harm, you know, because you're not sitting there. No, you just look at them like, man, I'm going to stay far away from y'all. You come across me, you get it or you don't. To each his own. Everyone's got choices. You know what I mean? Let me shout y'all out first. Y'all just popped up. I'm looking down like, where's all the communique at? Now I can't see nothing. Nothing. Baby girl slide. Oh, let me scroll down. Oh, Meg, Dave Dig, man, Ascensions. What's going on, beloved? Andy Real Love. What's going on, beloved? How far? Carrie, what's up, mama? Baby girl Slaughter, what's up, Denise? Hey, peace to the tribes. What's going on, beloved? Charlie, what's going on, Mr. J? What's going on, beloved? What was that, huh? Positive vibes, always, beloved. Yep, I stopped arguing with so-called family and friends. Yeah, you don't argue. That doesn't make no sense. I'm going to do what I can. Appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I don't say it to be mean. I say it because it's when the rocks cry out. And we don't want that to happen, but that's what's going to happen, sadly. Kira Mills had a few good lines. I'm gonna catch them late because I'm, kind of like trying to deal with this. It's not hypertension. I don't know what it is, but like I said, I had that day when my blood pressure was, and I was like, I got to change my diet, and then all the potassium in my body flushes out, and I was like, this is not healthy stuff. You know what I mean? For the physiology of my existence, and so that's why I'm being very careful. You know what I mean? Because I have a story to tell, but they're too stupid to wait and listen to the story. They think they're in control of whatever's leading them. It don't matter. I'm not here to speak on that. I'm here to say, like I said, stupid is as stupid does. Okay? don't be part 80s born. What's going on, beloved? Ah, you got that blood. Yeah, don't give him no strength. You good. You already healed. Trust in me, fam. It ain't nothing natural about it. Stop getting all them damn shots, too. I hope you didn't. The body can reset. Sometimes it can be painful, and sometimes it can be the last, you know. Some people talk about having a hard time getting into cold water. I listen, if Ganja was here and I said, Ganja, what kind of sounds I make when I take a cold shower? He'll probably stand up there, you know, Ganja would be funny. He'd probably be going, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, because I'd be, hey, listen, I'd be like that gorilla, flash dance, and start spinning around in the water on his heel. That'd be me in that cold water. Just like that big silverback. Whee! I'll be trying to dodge it, but let it hit, you know what I'm saying? That cold water had me going, woo! All right, for real. Don't think it's like, oh, it's okay, it's easy. And then by the time I'll be like, oh, cold water, oh! You gotta allow yourself to exist for a moment. You gotta allow yourself to feel the things, and then you gotta allow yourself to grow beyond it. You know? And when I was out parking, I know what you said, hon. Yeah, I think everybody does too. I didn't look at donations. I'm not even thinking about that right now. We got a lot of stuff we got to purchase still. Mostly wood, lumber. So if y'all donated, I appreciate it. I'll send a heart, you know. Can't really write nothing. I wish I could. It would be nice to be able to write something to Cashapp and say, hey, blah, blah, blah. You know. But I just want to come on and share that. I want y'all to research this stuff because they do their damnedest to hide it. And if you have your grandparents still around, if you're fortunate, ask them if they know anything. They ask them if they know about any fighting back, because this is what y'all need. Y'all need something, and that's negative positive, but you need a positive because sadly, there's still a lot out here. You know, I got friends who are Russian and Ukrainian, and they're the best of friends, and they despise what's going on over there. But they're ex-military, and they know who's done what. Why is nobody over there thinking about it? You got all these dumb peckerwoods here running over there to fight the Russians based on some fake ass Cold War. Putin played a part in that, but he's a mouthpiece too. Just because he's KGB and terrorist, and you know, he did some foul things to certain individuals, doesn't mean that he don't have a cabinet of certain individuals that if they want to, they can get rid of him. Zelensky, we already know he's a puppet. He's a Jew. Nothing against him, but he's not a good religious or Hasidic practicing Jew. He's a Zionist. He's gay. He's you know, ain't no telling what parties he's been privy to or whatever. He don't care about his own people. There's a video I told you about going around, and everybody thought it was Russians executing Ukrainians. These were people who were taken in vans to fight in a war, no more than cannon fodder. And so they didn't want to fight. So the old their men took off their yellow tape and executed their own so-called soldiers who didn't want to fight. They murdered them, literally with AKs, and shot them down. They go over there and they're sitting there. They know that these are their people, and they have them walk over there and bop, 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 and no fighting. We live in not just trying times, but very disturbing and sick times. There's groups that want to usher in something you don't know, and they've spoken on it. Schwab, all of them. And y'all still believe and think that you will wait and it will go away. Well, how's that? You can pull up a lot of stuff, MVP, a number of different information. But when you start digging and looking for all the times that people fought back, it's mostly going to be in literature, but just look for things that are PDF based or things that are questionable, and you'll be surprised at all the times we fought back until the government said enough was enough, and they got the Negro where they wanted them, as far as they believe. Then things started to change. But you got to remember, the Klan started going after government, and they started doing all the things outside of what they were supposed to do because there were individuals leading them in that direction. Just like the mafia. They used them, and when there was no more to use them for, they still operate, but not how they did. They worked a way to get rid of them. Just like these goofy so-called black extremist groups or whatever narrative they paint. Look at the last 4 years. Like, if you wanted to own a firearm, you were a Minuteman, you were a terrorist. Isn't the terrorists, or aren't the people who are doing the wrong things always going to blame somebody else? Characterize them, especially if they're in the seat of power, so they can establish some kind of commonality. And it's, how do you say it? What's the term? What's the word? Look but don't see nothing. Listen but don't hear nothing. Speak but don't say nothing. Well, I hope that was a nice little AM or in a state of morning conversation. Well, it wasn't a conversation, but I hope you got something from it. I'm gonna finish loading up my mags, and I'm gonna go down here and get a little plank time. All right. I did some research, but a lot of people be saying different things. Well, you can see the snakes. That's right. Yeah, you've got to really dig deep. You remember, it's all like a puzzle, and it's made that way. And there's so many things hidden, yet it's all out there. You just got to know where to look. You know what I mean? But I appreciate you guys. Remember, we're not here to stop nothing. Just be able to see what's going on. And remember, I'm always talking about ascension, to ascend. And they're doing a good job keeping that from happening. You know? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Pretty much. But keep an eye, like an owl. You know what I mean? Anyway, beautiful sisters and brothers, let me go and finish loading my ammo. I'll record a little bit and throw it out there on the platform. Educational purposes. You got to do the research, the homework, and go to school, right? Pay for your children to go to school, and they send them home with homework. You teaching them? What the hell? You know what I'm saying? Everything is upside down, inverted, backwards, and reverse. You know? Hey, Marcus, what's going on, beloved? Anyway, I'll catch y'all later, all right? We got a bunch of books. Read, okay?